First canto, chapter 6, and the name of the chapter is Conversation between Narad and Vyasdev, and we are reading from verse number 32. देवदत्तामिमां वीणा स्वरब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तामिमां वीणां स्वरब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तामिमां वीणां स्वरब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तामिमां वीणां सर्वब्रह्म विभूषितां हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तामिमां वीणां सर्वब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तामिमां वीणां सर्वब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्तामिमां वीणां सर्वब्रह्म विभूषितां मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां गायमानश्चराम्यहम्
देवदत्ताम् इमं वीणां
देवदत्ताम् इमां वीणां
स्वरब्रह्म विभूषितां
स्वरब्रह्मा विभूषितां
मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां
मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां
गायमानश्चराम्यहम्
गायमानश्चराम्यहम् देवदत्ताम् इमां वीणां
देवदत्ताम् इमां वीणां
सर्वब्रह्मा विभूषितां
स्वरब्रह्मा विभूषितां
मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां
मूर्छयित्वा हरिकथां
गायमानश्चराम्यहम्
गायमानश्चराम्यहम् Deva,
Deva,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
personality of God,
Shri Krishna, Dattam, gifted by Imam, this, Veenam, a musical stringed instrument, Saramucheta, Saramuchayita, Yitva, Swaramurchititva. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the next line. Swara, singing meter, Brahma, transcendental, Vibhushitam, decorated with, Murchitva, vibrating, Harikatham, transcendental message, Gayamana, singing constantly, Charami, do move, I. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. And thus, I travel constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called Veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. Purport. The musical stringed instrument called Veena, which has handed to Narada by Lord Shri Krishna, is described in the Linga Puran, and this is confirmed by Sri Rajiv Goswami. This transcendental instrument is identical with Lord Shri Krishna and Narada because all of them are of the same transcendental category. Sound vibrated by the instrument cannot be material, and therefore the glories and pastimes which are broadcast by the instrument of Narad are also transcendental. Also transcendental without the tinge of material inability. The seven singing meters, namely Sa, Sajja, Ra, Rishabha, Ga, Gandhara, Ma, Madhyama, Pa, Panchama, Dha, Dhaivata, and Ni, Nishad, are also transcendental and specifically meant for the transcendental song. As a pure devotee of Lord, Sri Narad Dev is always fulfilling his obligation to the Lord for his gift of the instrument, and thus he is always engaged in singing his transcendental glories and is therefore infallible in his exalted position. Following in the footsteps of Srila Narad Muni, a self-realized soul in the material world should also properly use the sound meters, namely Sa, Ra, Ga, Ma, etc., in the service of the Lord by constantly singing the glories of the Lord as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamyam Dadati Supadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saham Raghunatham Vinamatam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Madan Saham Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapte Kanchane Gaurangi Radhe Vindhyavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhesya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, is it possible to take this? Thank you. So, what's happening is, the context is Srila Narada Muni, the conversation is happening between Srila Narada Muni and who? Vyasadeva. So, what's happening is, this verse happened after Narada Muni served pure devotees as a little boy. But before that, do you know what he was? Before that?
Son of a
Sorry?
Son of a
Yeah, but this time when he was a boy, before that what he was? Before that life? Huh? Yes, the Gandharva. Yeah. So Narada Muni was a Gandharva before. And what kind of Gandharva he was? He used to have his, transcendental guitar, and he will sing those, Bollywood kind of songs. I'm madly in love with you, you come with me, and things like that. And he will do this with all the, Gandharva women and things like that. So he used to, so one day he was actually singing a very vulgar song. Like, we see a lot of this in Bollywood now. Mostly the songs are really vulgar. They completely are designed to deteriorate the human consciousness. So he used to sing those kind of songs. He was singing those kind of songs. And what happened? And he was cursed. And he was said, look, you know what? You don't deserve this Gandharva body. So you have to go back and become a maidservant. And then he was really repenting. Like, I'm really sorry. Look, I did not know I'm doing what I've been always doing. Then he said, okay, something good will come out. Because all the shrap, all the curses, they always end up in having something good for them. So Narada Muni was born as a son of a maidservant. He didn't even know who his father was. That kind of a person. But what happened is, during the Chaturmas, those sannyasis, they came and Narada Muni's mother, she served them a lot, and she engaged Narada Muni in the service of those devotees. And after 4 months, when they left, and Narada Muni, what he used to do, he used to eat their remnants, he would wash their plates, he would make sure that they are all looked after, he was doing all the amazing things for them, and he was not interested in doing any of them, by the way. Mother used to say, hey, do this, why don't you take this and put it in the bin and things like that. So, right now I saw Prabhuji when your son was here, and Prabhuji was saying, do like this, put the flower with the right hand, not left hand, and put it in there. So, even though son is not interested, we still say, hey, do this. Why? Because we are creating a Gyat Sukriti. And then Prabhuji was doing Dandavat Pranam, and his son was doing Dandavat Pranam because he has no idea what the father is doing. But he wants to do it because father is doing it. But because of that Dandavat Pranam, the Sukriti, the spiritual Sukriti benefits that he gets is immense. Similarly, Narada Muni was forced by his mother. And then when they left, he was wondering, who are they? It was very nice serving them, So he was thinking, I wonder where they went. So they went towards north. Anyway, what happened is, Narada Muni's mother, and then he thought in his head, he said, how can I? There was a small, Srila Prabhupada in one of the lectures, he said, there was a very small moment in Narada Muni's life where he thought, what would it be like to become a devotee like these guys? So that was the mercy started there. And then obviously they left, was doing his normal stuff, and then he realized he has to look after his mother and all those sort of things. Suddenly his mother got bitten by a snake and she passed away. Narad Muni had no idea what to do. So what he did is he put his mother in the kutia, his own, small little hut, and he lit the whole hut on fire. That was the funeral pyre of his mother. And as soon as that fire extinguished, he just left, and he knew that they walked towards the north, and he walked towards the north. Now, and then, because he heard Bhagavatam from those devotees, when he walked, he stopped and he was praying to the Lord. Lord gave him darshan through voice, and then he said, and then he goes, okay, how did I get it? And he tried to do it, he didn't get it. Then there was he took a darshan, and then there was a Akashvani, which Bhagavan said, look, I won't show you myself this birth. You keep doing your bhakti and, you'll be with me, no problem. And then he became, he had a direct realization of Lord, and after the end of the cosmic dissolution, he became the son of Brahma and he became Narad Muni. Now, if you think about this context, a lot of us, I'm talking about myself mainly, I have always been like that Narad in the previous lives as a Gandharva, where I am wasting my time, precious time as a human being, in doing things which is only to do with my sense gratification. That's what as a Gandharva, Narad Muni was doing. So, if Narad Muni in that form can achieve the position of Narad Muni which he is right now, then all of us have a chance. And that is the beauty about Srimad Bhagavatam, because it gives hope to everyone, all kind of person, including the person like myself. And this is why when we actually take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we take shelter of our Guru Maharaj, and eventually all the devotees and stuff, we have a chance, same chance as Narad Muni. Somebody will say, no, he was a Gandharva, but he was a Jeev Tattva. So he's Gandharva, but he's a Jeev Tattva. We have as much chance of attaining pure devotional service as Narad Muni. No different. So probability of us getting to a pure devotional service, if we do what Narad Muni did, or what Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj says, then our probability to get there is 100%. Probability is 1. That means it will show shortcut. No doubt. Now he is explaining in this verse that how he is now living in perfection. And so the first line, which is called Devadattam Imam Vipinam. This Veena was gifted by Supreme Lord to me. What is the bhav in here? Bhav is it's not, sometimes a lot of us think that bhakti I can get. It comes from inside. Actually, bhakti does not come from inside at all. It has no root inside. But the beej of bhakti is given by who? Who can give us the beej of bhakti?
Guru.
Yes, exactly right. A devotee, spiritual master, or devotee or spiritual master, they can give. We have no qualification to get that beej right now at all. At all. But if a devotee wants, he can give us that beej. So, even Narad Muni, who is a transcendental spiritual master of the whole universe, he is not an ordinary spiritual master. He is spiritual master for those amazing Diggaj Bhakt. Like for example, if you find someone who is a coach for Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and all these big personality, what do you do? Oh my goodness, this guy has trained this, so he must be really awesome. Narad Muni has trained everyone in Bhagavatam. Everywhere is Narad Muni. Everything looks like orchestrated secondary orchestration by Narada Muni himself. So he is not an ordinary personality. But he is saying that he is not his gift. He is not his. This bhakti, this veena, this ability to go all around the universe without restriction and singing the glories of the Lord, he says, it is a gift given to me by Lord Krishna. And that is why in here the bhav is, this is, somebody has given this to me. But sometimes as a devotee, we think that I can do it. I have read Bhagavad Gita. I'm reading Srimad Bhagavatam. I chant every single day. I have deities at home. Now I actually don't need anything. I don't need temple or anything like that because it is an issue of my heart. I don't need temple or I don't need any devotees. But that's not true. Yes. We have to understand that the day we think that we can do our bhakti on our own, our decline in bhakti will happen straight away. You will see it. Sometimes I know some people, right now I've got a person in our Bhakti Raksha, very nice, very stable devotee, very amazing. He said that he is gonna move to some other town because he wants to go away from the crowd. He's feeling anxious, so he wants to go away. And I asked him, so how are you going to do the devotee association? He said, Prabhu, I don't need it. I'm reading Bhagavatam. I've read Bhagavad Gita, and I listen to lectures every day, and I do a lot of stuff. I don't need devotees. And I said to him, and I was very scared at that moment because I thought, oh my goodness, he is going to a point where I think he's going to leave Bhakti Raksha and he's going to go. So I told him, I said, and because I was preparing for this verse, I told him, I said, hey, I no offense, but are you like Narada Muni? He said, no, what are you saying? I said, so you're not like Narada Muni? He said, no. I said, even Narada Muni said he needed mercy of the Lord through devotees and everything. So how come you think that you can do it? Sometimes we leave the association of our very close devotee friends, or not even close. Sometimes you're not even close to those devotees. It's like the way we meet and we hug each other, and we don't know much about each other's lives, but we hug each other and we pray for each other, and we sometimes, we smile at people and we give them a lot of love without knowing them. That creates sukriti, and that creates that bonding as well. So sometimes going to Bhakti Raksha, I said, do not leave Bhakti Raksha at all, no matter what happens. I said, right now you think it is possible. If Narada Muni needed gift, who are we? And then we had a very, very good conversation, and I said the spiritual ability is not received just by reading. It is achieved by service. And then he said to me, oh no, Prabhu, don't worry, I will serve. I will definitely serve. I have deities at home, I will serve. I'm serving, it's direct. And I've got my Guru Maharaj photo, so I'm directly serving my Guru Maharaj and deities. I'm directly serving Krishna, so don't worry. And I said to him that, this attitude that I don't need devotees and I'll be okay by serving this way. I said to him, Seva should lead to surrender, and surrender should lead to seva. And I told him, what is the meaning of surrender? Surrender means, if you are surrendered to Guru Maharaj, you do exactly what Guru says. If you surrender to Krishna, Krishna says, you do that. You follow the instruction. That is the basic definition of surrender. You follow instruction as it is. Now, if you come and say, Prabhu, how can I serve you? I said, Prabhu, can you clean those toilets? I said, Prabhu, is there anything else I can do? I said, okay, that's fine. Can you mop these floors? Prabhu, it's a little hard, I don't have that much time. I said, okay, what do you want to do? Can I do mala? Can I string the garland? I said, yeah, you can string the garland. But I told him, I said, I was giving this example. I said, if you are coming and asking me for seva, and then you have a condition, no, I only do this seva. because this is convenient for me. That's not surrender. You know what that is? That is manipulation. You can manipulate the whole world. And I told you, Prabhuji, you can manipulate the whole world. You cannot manipulate Krishna. He's the biggest manipulator in the whole universe. Everywhere. He's the biggest of everything. So don't be and never make that decision. And that Prabhuji, this is I'm talking about, he's under shelter of Guru Maharaj. I told him, have you spoken to Guru Maharaj that you're doing this? No. So why? Now you're so intelligent that you don't need your Guru Maharaj. He has access to his Guru Maharaj. Say, you're so intelligent now. You have access to your Guru Maharaj and you want to do it on your own. Very good, bro. Yes. And I finished the conversation, I left. So I got a message this morning from him and he goes, no, Prabhu, I'm gonna stay. So that was not my intention. My intention was not for him to stay in Bhakti Vriksha. My intention was for him to understand the Bhakti is not received, it is achieved. And Krishna is not gonna, it's not that Krishna can't give you Bhakti without you doing anything. He can. But he doesn't want to. The reason is because he doesn't want to, because we don't want to take it. That's why he doesn't want to give. It's not that he says, okay, I'm not going to give it to him. No. He wants to give it to everyone, but he doesn't give because we are not interested. Or we are interested in our own way. Narad Muni was not like that. Narad Muni, actually, his bhava was, everything is his, nothing is mine, and I'll do as instructed, not I'll do as I please. Or not as I do as I think. Because our mind is very, very tricky. The next line is Swar Brahma Vibhushitam, which means decorated with transcendental sound. Now, the bhava of this line is, they're not talking about sound vibration which is for entertainment. Like, you listen to this Bollywood entertaining songs and rap songs and all those sort of things. It's not talking about that. It's talking about the sound of Shabda Brahman. Sound is, sometimes people think that sound is, what is sound? Sound is a non-living entity. Sound is a non-living entity. If there is a sound, if I drop something, there is a sound, it's neutral. But actually, no sound is neutral. Sound either binds you or sound liberates you. There is no third thing that sound. Sound is not like, that's why it says, Murchiyatva Hari Katham. Murchiyatva Hari Katham means vibrating the Hari Katha. So what happens is, any sound that we listen to, we think that it's very normal, that we sit with our friends and they're talking about this really, gossiping about other. We say, look, I'm okay. I'm not participating in it, but I'm listening to it. You know what is happening while you're listening to it? It is binding you. Very hard, and we think, no, I'm strong enough. I'm a very good bhakta. I do a lot of rounds and I do all the 4 regulative principles. I will not fall down. Srila Prabhupada, as a pure devotee, he was praying and he was saying, Krishna, please, let me not fall down. If he can say that, who are we? So we have to understand that sound, when we are listening to the sound, it is Shabda Brahman and it binds or liberates. So what kind of sound we are giving our ear to, we have to remember. That is the bhava of this. And the Murchitva Hari Katha means vibrating Hari Katha. That means the instrument exists only to amplify Hari Katha. If we are using this vocal instrument called mouth in doing anything other than glorifying the Lord or doing something which will eventually glorify, which is the intention of glorifying the Lord, then everything that we are saying from our mouth is binding for us. Our own mouth, our own sound vibration, our own tongue can be binding to us depending on what we are using it for. And this instrument is only given to us to amplify the Hari Katha. This is not a skill. It's not about how many claps that I get when I do a presentation in the office, how many people clap for me, and nothing to do with that. It is not skill, it's not applause, it's not a fuel for our ego. See, I told that person, he can get promotion. He did what I said, he got promotion. See the value of my tongue. So, when the key principle here is anything but any sound vibration that is not carrying Krishna Katha is binding and incomplete, even if it's so beautiful. Sometimes someone say, "Oh Prabhu, what's his name? The guy who plays the saxophone, forgot, Kenny G. He's a very famous saxophone player. He goes, Prabhu, you listen to this, it's so calming." And I said, "Who is this guy, Kenny G?" I looked up, nothing to do with devotion. I said, "Look, if you want to calm down, like his anxiety, you're dealing with anxiety, you don't have to listen to Kenny G. You listen to our, old classical, Indian classical instrumental. There are a lot of them online, and they're all, bona fide. So you listen to that. You listen to Kirtan. There are so many beautiful calming down. There are some Kirtans you can play overnight, 8 hours. So very low volume, just play in the background. As your subtle mind will get purified just by listening to that. I said, do that. Why? Because this is binding. When you are interested in, feel good, feel good, what are you doing is, it is a sense gratification. You're trying to satisfy your senses. So, even though something is so beautiful, if you cannot connect with Krishna, it is useless. There is a verse in Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, Rate ratam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyādatmana maya yatha bhāsho yatha tamaha. Anything that is not directly connected to me, that is Maya. Maya means that which is not. So anything, if you can't connect to Krishna, if it's not connected to Krishna, if you can't link it with Krishna yourself, then it's Maya. Now, the next line is Gayamanas charamyam, singing. So it says Gayamanas charamyam, singing constantly. I travel everywhere. So Narad Muni is not settled at one place. He is always roaming around. He is not institutional. He is not dependent on any location. That is why us as a devotee of the Lord, we need to become preachers, not to sit on Vyasasana and give lectures, but to have a character where people look at us and they would want to change and they would want to connect with Krishna. So I was talking to my Guru Maharaj probably a couple of years ago. I was telling him about how my wife, she's a Christian and all those other things. And then suddenly he said to me, so he goes, so she's not a devotee? I said, no. And he said, oh, so you are a devotee. And suddenly I got that message. He said, oh, so you think you're a devotee. Okay. And then last time when I met him, he said, Brijesh, Vishnu Preshwaras, if you think that you are a better devotee than your wife, then you need to learn more. You need to read more. What you need to understand is, if you have this thing in your head that you are better, then obviously there's a lot of things that you have to do. And then he said to me that if you are interested in your wife to become Krishna consciousness, don't worry about it. All you have to do is act in a way that your wife appreciates the way you are. And if you are following Krishna consciousness, and if your wife is appreciating you, she is already becoming Krishna conscious. That's it. So, and he said to me, you should preach. Then I was telling him about my Bhakti Rakshas, being really pumped up that I have a Bhakti Raksha, this is my fourth Bhakti Raksha, all those sort of things. And he found, like the gurus, they find it like this. So they actually said, he said, okay, Brijesh, I love it. You should preach 24/7. And there was a pause. I was like, wow, Guru Maharaj is happy. But, and sometimes you should speak as well. So he said, Brijesh, Vishnu Preshwar, you preach every hour, 24 hours a day, 365 days a week, but whenever it's necessary, you can speak as well. What does that mean? He wants me to act in a way that people can look at me and get inspired to get connected to Krishna. That's it. And this is what Narad Muni has capacity. You look at Narad Muni, all you want to do is, oh my goodness, I want to glorify the Lord the way he does. I want to actually go around without any other intention except for, serving the Lord or glorifying the Lord. Prabhu, is this correct? Okay. So I think we finished, yeah?
It's 9.
So, okay, I'll just couple of points and we'll finish. So, what is the direct application for us as sadhakas? Veena, he's talking about Veena. Veena is an instrument. Do we have any instrument that we can serve the Lord with? Atam. This is our instrument. Our voice, even our phone is an instrument. A lot of people go on YouTube and Facebook and just scroll mindlessly, or you can read Vedabase in here, you can send messages to people, you can send devotional messages. Social media, you can use it. Amoglila Prabhu and all of those people, they use social media to, glorify the Lord. So we might not have Veena. Is this Veena? Yeah. We might not have Veena like this. We might not know how to play Veena like this. But we have Veena this one. And we know how to use it. All we have to do is we have to vibrate this Veena to do Krishna Katha. And second last point. Detachment. Narad Muni is detached. But that doesn't mean silence. Someone says, I don't want to do anything. Like, all these things, temple, a lot of things are happening in the temple. Prabhu, I want to stay away. Why stay away? You think you're very detached? You want to stay away from all this chaos? It's chaotic. Any seva is chaotic. If you want to stay away from it, that is not called detachment. Just because you're silent. Look at Narad Muni. Narad Muni is active. Narad Muni doesn't say. Narad Muni is the most detached person. He doesn't have anything other than a veena and his dhoti. That's it. He does nothing else. But what is he doing? He's the most active person in the whole universe. He's going around, does not care what people think about him. He has no issues what people think about him. He does, and he does his seva. So detachment doesn't mean silence. And if you want to transform, the prerequisite for transformation is a positive sound vibration. If you want to change your behavior, before your behavior change, before your identity shifts, before your liberation happens, we need to change, we need to understand what we have to do to achieve those behavior changes, identity shift. It all comes from sound. And Narad Muni is the symbol of that. He's changing the whole world by just chanting Narayana, Narayana. That's it. That's what he's doing. But he's changing. The sound enters first, and that's why Bhagavatam begins with Shravanam. Because sound enters first and everything else happens afterwards. So, to end with it, the Bhagavad Gita 10.9, Krishna says, Mat chitta mat kataha prana bodhayantam parasparam. And because what he's saying in that verse is, devotees can enlighten one another by speaking and singing about me, that is Krishna. And a liberated soul does not stop acting, he just stopped acting for himself. So we need to understand, if we are changing our spiritual practice for my convenience, then it is binding. But if I am changing my spiritual practices or spiritual thing, keeping in mind that I want to serve the Lord the way He wants to serve, it's not my convenience, then we will grow. So always remember, bhakti is not going to be easy, bhakti is not going to be very convenient. Bhakti has to bring us out of our comfort zone, because that is the only place where we have growth. If you are, whatever services you guys are involved in, if that service is very easy for you, you are not growing. You need to step up, take more services, do things that are putting you a little bit of inconvenience. If you're not taking any inconvenience for Krishna, then you cannot grow. So we stop there. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anybody has any questions, any comments? Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, very beautiful point, and yes, sound has vibration and it changes, we've seen that. But Prabhu, there is 2 points to the last point you mentioned. We should stop acting for ourselves, that's how we will grow. But often we see that we want to change ourselves first, like they say put your own mask first. Before you go and tell somebody something, you work on your own self.
Yeah.
So how does that work with that verse? Because it's beautiful thought to stop acting for it, act for others.
Yeah. Very nice. I think it's a very good question. So for us, if I want to improve, like for example, if I want to work on myself, we have to understand what is our intention, why I want to improve myself. If I want to improve myself first, so that I can impress people, then it is binding. But if I want to improve myself so that I can be better in my seva, then it's liberating. You know what I mean? It's not, sometimes what happens is, it's not, we have to work on ourselves. But why? Like how? What is the purpose? Purpose is, I want to work in myself so that everybody looks at me and say, oh, look at this beautiful, amazing devotee. If that is my intention, then when I work on myself, then it's binding. It's not. So that's what I said. Spiritual soul does not stop acting. He stopped acting for himself. That means, that's not saying that you become, you don't work on yourself. It's saying that you should not look for praise, adoration, and you're not doing this for any other purpose other than becoming better in Krishna, better as a better devotee, becoming better in Krishna consciousness. And that is where the difference is. If we have to look at our intention, and trust me, our mind is so corrupt. It will tell you, oh, you're doing it for Krishna, and in fact, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing from our convenience. So you have to. So that's why we should not rely on our mind. We should rely on someone who's senior to us in a devotional practice, and then you ask them questions. Say, Prabhu, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And they can tell you, in a proper way. So yes, we have to work on ourselves. First, check our intention. Why I want to work on myself? Is it for? Do I want to grow because I want to look good, or do I want to grow so that I can be better servant? If we can understand that, I will solve it. Make sense?
Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.